Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Phil Switch podcast. My name is Phil Carute, and I am joined by my fearless co-host, Brock Tamarino. The Phil Switch podcast is brought to you by Sal's Tire Caps. Sal's Tire Caps. Tell your mom I said hi. Well, Brock, as is usual, Sal continues to send me classier and classier copy. So I'm not really sure what to say about that. Anyway, something on my mind today, Brock, you might have heard about it, something in the news lately, was that somebody from Illinois won the Mega Millions, and I think it was actually $1 billion, maybe I think 1.2 billion to be exact, which got me thinking, Brock, what I might do if I won the lottery. Have you ever thought about what you would do if you won the lottery, Brock?
Yeah, sure. But what would you do?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I've thought about it before, I guess. Probably everybody has, or at least everybody's thought of maybe, I don't know, having enough money to be able to do whatever. But I think if I won the lottery, I think I would try to be smart with the money, Brock. I just don't see myself blowing the money or doing something crazy with it. Like, I don't collect anything. Like, I wouldn't be interested in collecting cars, even though I played drums. Wouldn't be interested in collecting tons of drums. So I don't think I would spend it on stuff like that. Don't even really want a big house, because a big house just seems either A, tedious, or B, you're hiring people to clean it up, which if I had tons of money, I would want even less people around me. So I just don't see me blowing the money. I don't even, to a large degree, I don't even know what I would do with that type of money. What about you, Brock? What have you thought about it?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess depending on how much I won, I guess I would probably try to be charitable with it. I would try to figure out some good charities where if I give them money, the money actually goes to what the charity says it's going to. Obviously, there's stories out there where, you give money to charity and it ends up going to five other places that it wasn't even supposed to go. So,
Oh, real quick, Brock, let me interrupt. I'd actually talked to my producer, our producer, earlier before the show, and we're actually going to have some people calling in to let us know what they would do if they won the lottery. So if you're listening, go ahead and start calling. What would you do if you won the lottery? Sorry, Brock, go ahead.
yeah. So, charities. Um, I would probably keep enough of it that I wouldn't have to have like a job per se. I don't know that I really want a job. Now, a lot of people confuse job with work. I don't have any problem working. In fact, I like to work I like to work plenty on things I enjoy doing. I just don't know that I would have a job anymore. I think a job where I have like a 9 to 5, have to clock in, have to answer to somebody. I think I would get rid of that. And I don't know. I don't know if I already said it, but just spend time with my family, which is what I like doing the most anyway. So I would probably just do more of that. Maybe travel a little bit. Some vacations could be cool, I suppose.
Yeah, I thought about maybe going on vacations, but I also wondered too, like if you had enough money, say you didn't even win like $1 billion, say you just won enough where you could be comfortable, like you said, Brock, didn't have to have a job, could kind of work as you wanted, do whatever you wanted, spend your time working on stuff that you liked or enjoyed doing. But if you had enough money, I actually thought about this recently. If you had enough money, would you want to travel a lot, or would you just want to find a place you really liked and just stay there all the time? Which I guess could get boring. But see, the thing with me, like where we live, I've gotten plenty of snow the whole time I've been like a kid and into adulthood. So I really don't care about snow. So if like I moved somewhere that didn't have snow, I wouldn't be heartbroken. And there's some people that have always asked, like, would you miss the snow? You always say that, but would you miss the snow? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I've had decades of snow. I get it. I've had plenty of time to appreciate it. So no, but yeah, what do you think, Brock? I mean, if you had that much money where you could just do whatever, would you still travel, or would you find a place that you just liked being and just stay there?
That's a good question. I mean, yeah, I would probably find a place that I don't mind spending most of my time. But I think travel it would still be fun because I mean, say you found that dream place you wanted to live, you're still gonna have other places that you might want to see. You know, like even different landscapes or different like maybe like if you move to some tropical place, maybe you'd want to go somewhere and see castles or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see that, and that's kind of the other thing I thought. Like, even though you found a place that you really like, you think you want to stay there forever, there's still always that chance that you want to see other stuff. So, and maybe you just get bored. Maybe you find this dream place, but you get bored, just like humans tend to do, and we get bored with anything. But anyway, it looks like we have some callers coming in, Brock. So the first caller we have with us, Teresa. Teresa, what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do, Teresa? If you won the lottery, you didn't have to worry about anything, could do whatever you wanted, whatever amount of money that is to you, could be different amounts for everybody. I suppose if you won $1 billion, maybe that's somebody's amount that, oh, now I can do whatever I want. Maybe other people, it's a couple $1,000,000. So if you won whatever amount you could do with whatever you wanted, I think that made sense how I said that. Anyway, everybody knows what I'm talking about, I hope. Probably. Teresa, if you had enough money to do whatever you wanted, what would you do?
Well, first of all, like Brock, I would take care of my family. Obviously, I would take care of my family. I think it would be good to provide a safe place for everybody. Just provide a safe place. However much that costs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It really doesn't. I've talked to my friend Meredith quite a bit about this, and I think we could do a world of good, making sure the world seems like rainbows and unicorns for everyone. So I would make safe spaces. Meredith and I would get together. We would make cookies. We would have coffee dates, tea dates. We would do some mild forms of yoga probably on the weekends. And I just want everybody to feel like they're accepted, like they're wanted, like the world is a fair, safe place all the time, 100% of the time, every day. That's what I would do with my winnings. I really think, I think if I put my mind together with Meredith and maybe my husband, he's a little bit of a dullard. But if I put my mind together with Meredith and my husband, I think we could just make a safe space for everybody and just make this world a bright place if I won enough money.
And Teresa, just out of curiosity, in order to make this utopia, how much would you have to win with the lottery, you think?
Oh, geez, I would say, I'm really going to have to think about it. I would say 20 million, 20, 25 million to make this, Brock, as you said, utopian, a spiritual place. I think it would be about 20 million. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. So spiritual utopia is what Teresa's going to make with $20 to $25 million in lottery winnings. All right, cool. Next person up is Arthur. Arthur, if you won the lottery and it was whatever amount of money you thought you could do whatever you wanted with, what would you do? Arthur, what would you do if you won the lottery?
Well, yes, I would, first of all, to start out with, obviously, I would travel the universe, not the world. I've seen quite a bit of the world. I would travel the universe. You see, I'm looking through this universe. I'm getting older in my age now, and I'm trying to find a way to live for a long time, not necessarily forever, but for quite a long time. I would like to live. I would like to go on. I would like to walk the earth and walk the universe. Maybe try to go back into enough time where I can find the Big Bang. But if not, I would settle for vampires. you see, the thing about vampires is they can live for a very long time. And it's always been a thought of mine that if I had the ability and capabilities, I would go on to live for a very long time. The thing with vampires that I find quite attractive is, for one, they're always the gentleman vampires, where it seems like they should be ugly and almost on the verge of decrepity. I believe that's a word. On the verge of decrepity, they still have a quite intriguing spirit about them, and they are typically of a handsome manner. So I think what I would like to do is just have enough money where I can go into the universe, find the secret gem, the diamond, or just as it were, simply the secret of vampirehood. Of course, I wouldn't want to suck people's blood out and all that nastiness like they did in, I believe, what was it called, Diary of a Vampire, or something like that, where I believe the Tom Cruise character in the movie ended up eating rats. Or perhaps it was Brad Pitt's character. I think it was Brad Pitt's character, because he was the more peaceful vampire, which seemed a bit odd and contradictory. But I would like to do that, maybe travel with vampires out in the universe. And just for giggles here, Arthur, if you were to win that type of money, where you could travel the universe and become a vampire, without having to suck blood, how much money do you think that would take to win in a lottery? Oh yes, well, I've thought about it quite extensively, and to be honest with you, the amount of money I've come to the number for would be probably around $400 trillion in order to make this dream of mine come true. So in theory, I would have to win several lotteries, invest wisely, take the earnings from that investment, and also continue to win the lottery upon the investment, which, in all honesty, there's a very good chance I could die of natural causes before ever getting to travel the universe for hundreds of years. All right, thank you, Arthur. So I think he said $400 trillion or 300 trillion, something like that. Trillions of dollars. A lot of lottery winnings. Yeah, so that's a lot of money. Typically, what you're not going to see in a lottery winning, like this last lottery winning, Phil said was like, what, $1 billion, something like that. So $400 trillion to become a floating vampire in the universe. Okay. Next up we have, what's his name? Okay, the producer said the next guest we have up is Tailgate. So Tailgate, is that all one word? Is that two words? How's that spelled? Tailgate. If you were to win the lottery, please explain your name, and then tell us what you would do if you had enough money to do whatever you wanted from winning the lottery or whatever.
Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, so my name's Tailgate, dude. So yeah, that's spelled Tailgate. That's tailgate, man. And I'll tell you right now, oh, by the way, that's one word, man. That's just tailgate, just like a pickup truck. I think it's one word. I'm not sure. People just call me that. I don't know why they call me that, but they call me that. Anyway, if I won the lottery, all right, man, and I've thought about this a lot, dude. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I've always told myself. Tailgate, if you win the lottery, two things you got to remember. All right, man? Two things you got to remember. Big trucks and big women. That's what I'm talking about, man. Big trucks, big women. For one, big trucks, they're loud, they're cool. I like big trucks. I got one. Well, what I have is right now I got just like a Ford Ranger, but I'm telling you what, man, I'm planning on upgrading that. As soon as I sell that, the problem is I was going to sell that and then I put new tires on, big tires on. So I got these huge tires on my little Ford Ranger. Anyway, man, that cost too much money. Shouldn't have done that. Then I could have got my big truck. But anyway, on the big women thing, here's what I'm saying, man. Listen. Big women are loyal, right? That's what I always hear, man. I got a girl down the street. Her name is Big Sally. And I'll tell you one thing, man. We've been friends forever. And Sally's just a real good gal. Now, if I had tons of money, man, I'd stay around big women all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so if you had enough money to do whatever you wanted to do, you would invest in big trucks and big women.
Yeah, man. Big trucks, big women. Well, you know, I won't work no more.
Is there anything else? Anything else out of big trucks, big women? I don't know. Anything? A house? Where would you go live? No, man, that's about it. Big trucks, big women. And I'll tell you, man, I still haven't decided though, when I've thought about winning the lottery, you know what I'm saying? I haven't thought do I like big trucks better or do I like big women better? Now, one thing, man, big women cuddle well, but I'll tell you what, man, people look at you like no other when you're in a big truck screaming down the highway, man. And I had a chance to use my buddy's big truck, dude. He had this real big truck, and what I did, I went down the highway, man, revved that thing. He had a real good stereo system, played that stereo system loud. Man, people look at me all the time, man. I like that. If I won the lottery, I think I'd like that. So maybe first on the list is big truck. See if I still have any money left, and then if I still have money left after big trucks, maybe some big women. Okay, big trucks, big women. Cool. Thank you, Tailgate. We appreciate it. Thank you for calling in to the Phil Switch. Next on the line, we have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you are on the Phil Switch. The question we have today for our callers and listeners: if you won the lottery or came into a sum of money that gave you the ability to do whatever you wanted to do, Elizabeth, what would you do if you won the lottery or came into a large sum of money that allowed you to do whatever you wanted to do? Whatever that sum of money is, we've gotten all kinds of answers. We've gotten in the trillions of dollars. We've gotten in the millions of dollars. Tailgate, I don't think he actually mentioned how much money that would be for him to realize his dream. Elizabeth, what would you do if you came into that sum of money, whatever that sum of money is for you?
Yes, I've thought about this quite a bit, really, quite extensively, as a matter of fact. If I were to come into a large sum of money, I believe I would find ways to incorporate my lottery winnings to make other people win the lottery. See, what I would like to do is, I'm not necessarily in a position to win the lottery money, but if I could think of a way, trying to devise ways to incorporate my potential winnings into other people winning the lottery, see, so I'm using pretend money to create some type of device, as it were, or something that to finance other people's dreams. Does that make any sense?
So, okay. If you don't win the lottery, but you try to find ways for other people to win the lottery, what you're going to do with lottery winnings that you haven't won.
Yes, that seems exactly like what I've said. So I might not win the lottery, but I want to try to find ways to enable other people to win the lottery. So even though I'm not winning, other people are winning.
But where? So if you didn't win the lottery, how are you gonna finance or create a way for other people to win the lottery?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay. So it's this theory you have is easy on how you help other people win the lottery, even though you didn't win. So what's that theory? Or what's that plan? What's the plan you're going to incorporate for other people to win the lottery, even though you don't win the lottery?
Yeah, yes, that's simple. I just have to win the lottery.
Okay. All right. So Elizabeth is going to incorporate ways for people to win the lottery without winning the lottery, but the way she does that is by winning the lottery.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate you coming on the Phil Switch to let us know about your non-winning lottery winnings and your plans for that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate it. We have one more caller on the line. Goes by the name of Lev. Lev, you were on the Phil Switch podcast. What would you do if you won the lottery or came into a large sum of money, which was enough for you to do whatever it is you wanted to do?
Yes, it's very simple. So the first thing I do is I leave the motherland. I try to get away. That way the money stay with me and where I need it, if that makes sense to you guys. See, I like I heard Brock say earlier in show, I probably quit my job.
Oh, yeah. So, what is it you do, Lev? What do you do for a job? And is it something you like to do, but you would just leave it because you don't have to do it anymore? Or is it something that maybe you don't like, which some people have jobs like that. That's all right. What do you do for a living, Lev?
Yes, so, like, how do I explain? What I currently do for making living is I take care of business for others, if that makes sense. It would be nice to leave behind.
Or you like take care of business for other people? You like a financial planner or like accountant, something like that?
Sure. Let's say I am accountant. So when I do accounting for people, I check the columns of earnings and expenses, and I want to make sure the earnings are very well taken care of. The expenses, I try to get rid of expenses. I try to make them go away by various means, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so if you work for, you try to tell people, hey, don't spend your money on this, or buy something that's more within your budget, things like that.
I'm not so worried about how people spend their money. What I do with expenses is I make them go away.
Lev. So, when you say you're an accountant, is that like you don't mean like accountant, right? You mean like
Yes, Brock, I think you get. I use the word accountant very loosely. I think you understand.
yeah. So okay. So, all right. Anyway, you would leave the motherland. You would quit your job. What else? What else might you do if you won the lottery, Lev?
If I won lottery or I come into a large sum of money like you initially asked before, leave motherland, quit my job. I have to get all kind of new documents, identification documents. Obviously, I don't want people to know where I am. And then I move my family with me, but there is a dream I have. A dream I have if I ever win lottery or get to leave homeland, quit my job, take on a new identity, how it were to speak. I've always wanted to have, and this might sound very weird to you guys, but it's always been in my heart to have a miniature pony farm. I think to myself here that when I take my children to the zoo, for example, I see some of the zoos they will have the miniature horses that the kids can ride on. And I remember one time that when I was watching my kids, obviously, I'm watching my kids and I'm thinking to myself, Lev, you're watching your kids and they're on these miniature horses. And my kids, they were having such good time on the horses. I think to myself, Lev, what if you have a miniature pony horse farm? Your kids laugh all the time. You're sitting back, maybe in a rocking chair, having a nice drink, relaxing. And there's the miniature horses running around your yard. Your children are laughing on them. Obviously, one horse I would have for myself. I've already decided I'm going to name him Bob. Just because I think it's funny to name horse Bob. Don't you guys think that's funny? You guys aren't laughing. Don't you guys think that's funny?
Yeah, that's funny. I think
Yeah. I think that's probably the most hilarious saying I've heard. Calling a miniature pony Bob. That's that's funny. That's some good stuff. That's the funniest thing I've heard, Lev. That's really funny. Everybody here at the Phil Switch thinks that's funny, for sure.
Good. I didn't want to waste. I didn't want to waste good joke. You know, I don't like when I have good joke and nobody laughs. It gets me angry, and when I get angry, I start to go back to my habits in my job, and I just don't. I'm glad you guys think it's funny. I will call back some other time and tell you guys some more jokes. How would you like?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, any time you want to call back, Lev, the phone lines are open to you. Any time you would like to call back, if for some reason you can't get through, that's on our producer. He's usually here first thing in the morning, by himself, and then after he's here, Brock and I actually don't get here till much later, and we're always very agreeable to all of our guests. So nobody would want to come and see us. I mean, when we get here, just or maybe our producer early. Okay. Lev, the producer's saying we actually need to let you go. Is that okay?
Yes, I will go. I call back another time, tell you guys some more jokes. Also, a dream I have is to be stand-up comedian. So people tend to laugh pretty hard. Sometimes I have to work them into laughter, but I think I do very good.
Yeah. I think you would. I think you would be an awesome stand-up comedian, actually, Lev. Yeah, I think that's a great dream. So, Lev, thank you for coming on the Phil Switch, and we will talk to you whenever you want to talk to us.
This sounds very good. Thank you for having me. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. Okay, so talked to a couple of our guests about what they would do if they won the lottery or came into a large sum of money. Brock and I talked a little bit about it. If you guys have anything crazy you would do if you won the lottery, you can let us know by emailing, if I can talk, emailing us at thefilswitch@gmail.com. Again, that's thefilswitch@gmail.com. And it is about time for us to go. So thank you for listening to the Phil Switch podcast. Don't forget to check out my other podcast, the 1st and 15th, that I co-host with Kaplowitz Media. You can find him over at kaplowitz.xyz. That's KAPLOWITZ.XYZ. .xyz is going to take the world by storm. It just hasn't got there yet, but it is coming up. It's on the rise. Trust me. Again, like I said, if you'd like to contact us, you can do that through email at thefilswitch@gmail.com. You guys can also now find us if you're just listening to this podcast, which you can listen wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube and on Rumble. So you can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, guys, we wish you all a great week, and we'll talk to you soon here at the Phil Switch.